Here's my daughter's examples. Here's Grace's. And here's Lizzie's. Here's what you need for this project. Get a nice thick piece of paper like cardstock or watercolor paper if you have it. Some really thick markers. These Crayola kind are great. A pencil, a smallish paintbrush, a cup of water, a napkin or paper towel to dry your paintbrush with, and a regular pencil. Let's talk about how to draw some really basic leaves, and I mean really basic. Draw kind of a pointed oval thing like this, and then draw a line down the center and stick it out a bit, and there you have a leaf. It's not very complicated. You can make it wider. You can also take the same basic shape and make its edges kind of crinkly. Lizzie came up with this idea, and I think it looks cool, but it's basically the same thing. For those who want to try a more complicated leaf, here's a maple leaf. Draw a Y, but make it kind of wide. There's my cat, you can see her. A line down the center of the Y, line at the bottom of the Y, and make a W on the top of each of these lines. Then connect them, a little V in between. And you have a maple leaf. Rotate your paper and add a few more in there. You can make some big, some small. Play around with the form, see if you can make them look a little better than mine. Continue filling up that space with all kinds of leaves. Go for variety in different shapes. Layer them on top of each other for some really cool effects once we add color. And make some of them kind of go off the side of the page. From my marker box, I like to pull out all the warm fall colors, the browns and the reds and the oranges, and a little bit of green maybe left over, one of the cooler colors. Now you get to color everything. Draw lines on the outside to create the outline and highlight all those different veins on the inside, but create these lines between called contour lines. They show the general form of the shape, and what you do is you create the outline and then you fill it in with all these other lines. The more lines you do to fill it in with, the more colorful your watercolor effect is going to be. Okay, here's the really fun part. Grab your paintbrush, dip it in some water, and begin to cover those lines with a little water. Don't use too much so it bleeds through the paper, but you can blend the colors together to create a light watercolor effect. And it's really fun when you see the areas where one leaf is atop of another and you can see how the colors blend together.